Hey, it's Vanessa with CraftyGemini.com, here to show you how to make a must-have for your next dinner party, your very own fabric napkins. These little napkins are super easy to make. It's a complete square, as you can see, a simple hem on all four sides. You can fold them in fours, and they're great for lunch or dinner parties. Let's get started. First thing you're gonna need is the fabric of your choosing. For napkins, I recommend 100% cotton, something that's a natural fiber and is actually absorbent. That's important as well. Here I have a square that measures 17 inches by 17 inches so that the finished napkin can finish 16 by 16, which I think is a decent size. For picnic napkins, you may want to go a little bit smaller, but you can play around with the dimensions like you want. Here you can see I've already started hemming the edges. All I've done is folded over that raw edge about 1/4 inch and pressed it in place. Once you pick one side, you want to turn it clockwise. This is clockwise for me, okay, in my direction. And then turn it here and do the same thing to this side. I have these two edges already folded over. Next thing I'm gonna do is fold it again clockwise and repeat. So folding it over again, about 1/4 inch and pressing that in place. Here it really helps to have some starch because it'll help the fabric lay nice and flat for you without having to use any pins. So repeat that on this third side. After you're done doing that one-time fold over for all four sides, next thing you want to do is just continue in the same clockwise rotation and do the same thing again. So that's how we create that simple hem. Once you're doing this double fold, you can see what happens when I get to the corner. It's a little bit bulky, but all you want to do is continue with the same motion. Just tuck that under and fold it. So I get one continuous line across the board. Now that I've double hemmed all four lengths, all we want to do now is take it to the sewing machine. And again, whenever we're stitching down a hem, you want to stitch close to this folded edge. So I'll be stitching not up here, okay, because this will flap up. When you get to the corner, I want you to stop stitching right after you enter the bulky section and pivot your needle and your sewing machine and come down the next way. So you can start sewing just anywhere on the square is fine. Just use a regular straight stitch. Regular settings, and remember to stitch close to this interior fold. Now when we get to the corner, make sure that you have that double folded under, and I'll show you what I do. I'm going to stitch, stitch, stitch. Now I'm going to lift up my presser foot, pivot my fabric, and put it back down and keep on stitching. A very important part of sewing is actually pressing. Whenever I stitch a seam down, I always like to go to my iron and press it in place. Now that you've finished your first fabric napkin, this is a great gift to give as a hostess if you're going to a themed dinner party. Find fabric that matches the theme and give them a set of 4 or 6. Great little gifts and little party favors.